Hey guys, welcome to the Saturday Update Hangout. We've got a couple special guests today. We've got Paul Nash with us, of course. We've got Darren Barton here, and we've got Bernard with us as well. Um, we wanted to do this hangout, and we've been anticipating this one for a little bit because we've, like I said, we've known what was going on here. And we want to really break down for you to help you understand how this works. There's a lot of people that do understand how these work, and they're extremely excited about going out and promoting again and building up, like a whole revitalized, if you want to call it a secondary launch. Some other people are asking, I don't really understand, the concept, and we're going to break it down. Darren has broken out his flip charts, and he's going to make this really easy to understand now. Paul has another conference call he's got to get to, and what we decided to do today in this format is let you have an understanding by asking Paul some questions that we wanted to lay out and let you guys hear the answers. So maybe it helps you understand, again, the bigger picture of what we're doing here. So welcome to the call. And Darren, why don't you go ahead and get started with Paul and try to respect his time because we know he's got to get off here pretty quickly.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Hi, Paul.
Hey,
hi, Bernard. You okay?
Great.
Great, brilliant. Okay, so I asked earlier on some questions from the teams, and obviously I've been bombarded, but there's been a general theme of questions that have come through. But first of all, could you just start off by explaining why we're making the shift from our current compensation plan and moving over to the matrix compensation plan?
Sure. And one thing I'd like to also reiterate that was stated on the call last night. We're leaving our straight line cyclers in place, although they will not be cycling as often as even less than they do now. But we are going to still run those, and we'll still see those happen. Probably once every 4 or 5 days. It will be a small bonus that people will see. So I'd love to, basically go into the reasons why we're adding the matrix. The fact is, in our last few weeks.
Hey guys, welcome to the Saturday Update Hangout. We've got a couple. I can't believe.
Here we
So
go.
I've muted him now. We're okay.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, we'll figure that one out over there.
He does it every week. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So, over the last few weeks, we definitely have had an issue where the cycles that we were pushing out were not what people wanted to see. There weren't enough cycles. There's really a bottom line is there's so many people in the lines that they're getting saturated, and we have just not enough income being distributed to the people that are helping us build this. So as I had mentioned on the call the other day, we had come up with a number of strategies to try to enhance what we had in the cyclers, including adding some additional override levels that might have made each cycle more lucrative. But in the truth of the matter, it was really a better strategy once we passed it around to actually add a more tried and true, more traditional matrix into the plan that could help distribute income the way we wanted. And after taking a look at that and then looking at the numbers that we had both signed up in the company and paid and renewing, and the organic sales that we continue to have every day, I was really sold very, very strongly on the idea that if we put a forced matrix in here, we would be able to translate the momentum that we have and the sales we have into almost instant and large income for the people that have helped us build this. And it would be monthly income right away. And so, the thing is that with this forced matrix that we're putting in, and the fact that we have so many people paid, and we spill them in just sort of naturally based on their join date, and the fact that they're already active, we'll find ourselves with a very, very strong and a good portion of the matrix already filled out, sort of pre-filled, which makes, in the scheme of things, a very attractive result for every marketer that's involved, just because we can take the work that was already completed. People have already built teams. They've already had a lot of overrides that have been paid out in the cycler, and we have 60,000 odd plus that have paid so far. So with those people actually in the matrix, doing their monthly payments, their monthly auto ships, their renewals, and bringing in their new sales, this should be just an absolute killer plan that can translate our momentum into instant income, without a lot of head scratching and a lot of figuring out what's next. So that's why we're changing it in a nutshell. We want to be able to make people the income that they expected. We realized that the cyclers weren't getting it done for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're keeping them in, but they're going to be reduced, and we're going to allocate the majority of our funds into the matrix so we can get people paid.
Okay. So the key question is, obviously, you will have done a lot of stress testing of the old single line matrix, or the single line cycler rather. How confident are you that we've had enough time to work this matrix and understand that there will be a success level with it, that will be better than the success level that we've had with the straight line cycler?
Well, yeah, I can tell everybody that number one, this is not my first matrix that we've run in a plant successfully. The payments that are being generated within all the levels of the matrix are discrete, and you slice up a sale into a discrete amount of payments. In this case, there's 20 of them. There's 10 that go upline to the seller of the product for the sale, and there's 20 that go upline as an override to their sponsor. So there's 10 that go over that are used for the override. So we have 20 in total, and we never go over the amount that's brought in on a sale. So it's all very clean, very very straightforward, and there's a sustainability with this where the matrix itself grows, and it grows horizontally as well as vertically, and so we never have a saturation point that we had with the cyclers that we would have to worry about in the future. So this thing is going to be sustainable in perpetuity, and we can just start generating income from it. Simple as that.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm a big fan of matrices. I've had a lot of success with them in the past. I've only had one failure with a matrix in the past, but considering all the other ones that I've done, I've had nothing but benefits from them. And like you say, once you've created the work and created the energy and put things in place, they tick along nicely and in a very good residual income basis. So I'm coming at this with a little bit of bias, but presumably you've talked about gathering feedback from other leaders. What's been the response? I can't imagine that everybody has been really thrilled that we're going to be changing tack a little bit, regardless of the fact that we think this is a better position to be, better heading to be on.
You know what, Darren, I think the truth is everyone I've talked to has been universally positive, and I think it's a good point you're making. It's usually a change in a compensation plan of any kind, no matter how positive it might be, could be considered to be negative. But in this case, we are in a position where we're extremely new, and there's been a lot of work done to build this, and nobody wants to see their work sort of just lay fallow and not actually generate and give them a return. So with that, it's an exciting prospect to not lose what's been done, to actually generate more income and not have to do much different. We have our existing products; they're the same. We have key pieces of the comp plan that are going to be the same, like the fast start, direct referral bonuses, and we have the overrides that are the same. So there's not a lot of change in terms of the way people get their arms around their income streams, and the products are the same. So it's just a different way to calculate commissions, and I think most folks are very much interested, considering the cyclers aren't what they're looking for. So I think, as I said, everybody's been universally positive. Haven't had any feedback that has been negative yet. Most folks are back telling all of their teams to go forward and make sure they're renewed, have an active account, so they can get their position and just even see how it goes from there. But they're saying that it's going to be a fantastic result.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, just moving on a little bit then, can we talk about the app? Because you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago that we were starting to looking for it to start to be what do you put it, announced and published, as
Yep.
it were. Where are we up to with that now?
We would have actually put that out already if it wasn't for the issues that we had with the comp plan itself. Because we wanted to make sure people were still engaged. Otherwise, I don't have, a large enough sales force to go hit the app for us. But the app is virtually done. We're definitely having the app out before June 1st so that we can have that in everybody's hands and generate some additional excitement even before the comp plan changes.
Yeah.
The last finishing touches we've been putting on the app simply are to make sure we have every resolution and every device handled. Because as we've learned going forward with this development, there's so many different handsets with different screens and different resolutions, and if you render things a little screwy on one, the general experience isn't what we want to have out there. So we're testing it on piles of emulators, and we're just making sure that it looks good no matter what device it's being played with. In addition to that, it's not just the app. The app itself is good to get out on the handsets for demo purposes. But what we will need when the app is actually out and being shown to retailers is a place for retailers to land and actually start to integrate their campaigns into the system. So that's the other side of it. That's all being worked on, and that's actually that's just about finished, and we should have both of those things come out together so that we have a place to generate the campaigns when merchants are interested in signing up, and also the app to start showing people. So all of that's coming out, and it'll be over the next few days. We'll start to sort of trickle some stuff out and get people excited and start to tease, and we should be in good shape.
Brilliant. Okay. And the second most popular question that I've been asked is where will we get, or when will we get the MasterCard facility?
It's actually approved.
Right.
I have my new gateway. I have the testing and interface going on as we speak, so we can turn it on. I don't know exactly when we're going to do it. It'll definitely be this week. I just don't know if it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, or maybe Wednesday or whatever. But we're definitely having it. We have an unlimited account with a very well-known bank, international account that we'll be able to turn on and just bang on really hard. And so we're very excited to be able to turn that on. And obviously we'll have Visa and MasterCard both.
Yeah, brilliant. And of course we're now coming up to the renewals week this week as well. So there's going to be a lot of business going through the system, isn't there? During
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes.
7 to 10 days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the third most popular question, and to be fair, this has dropped down the pecking order, is support tickets and the resolution. So obviously the Zendesk was put in place during the course of last week. How are you progressing with that, and how is the support team? How are they doing?
It's actually behind, but catching up, and I think we're doing pretty well. We had put it out on the previous Thursday. Not this last Thursday, but the previous Thursday. People poured in. We ended up with a couple of thousand tickets within a few hours, and we're down to sort of a lag time of about a day and a half right now, and everybody's doing the last tickets first, so we can try to manage that. And we're shaving a few hours off of that, every day that goes by. So we're going to be in like the day lag. Within the next day or so. We're also adding another person. We're up to like 12 people, and we'll be 13 in the next couple of days. That person, I think, is starting Monday first in the morning. And we're going to have a large group. And once these initial tickets are gone, we're expecting 1 hour, 2 hour response time on tickets for any kind of issues. Another thing that's happened because of the Zendesk and tracking and seeing the kind of repetitive issues that we have, we've been able to make changes in the code to actually get rid of certain things that we weren't aware of. So we're cleaning up things as well on the fly, and those tickets are now dwindling. We don't see as many coming in on those subjects. So that's a good thing, and it's helping us just just clean the whole thing up and get this thing back to being serviced like a regular company.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm acutely aware that you need to dash for another call. So just before I wrap up, could you, as we were just coming on air, you sort of let something slip about the timestamps and how there is another opportunity now for not only the people who are already paid up and upgraded, but the window of opportunity for those that at the moment have not got on board with Spinding in any way. And if you could just explain that to people, I think they'll be thrilled and excited about that.
Yeah, sure. This is a huge marketing benefit that many folks may have overlooked. And truthfully, I overlooked it till just the other day, and I was talking to a leader, and he was asking me a couple of questions, and it dawned on me that we have a huge thing that needs to be communicated to as many folks as we can that have signed up. So the issue is this, or the benefit is this, really. We are going to spill into the matrix based on timestamp, and so we're going to take every active account, first in, first out, and put them in their appropriate place in the matrix. And obviously, we're going to do that on the 1st of July. Now we have, as I had mentioned earlier, there's about 60-odd thousand people that have already paid. Some of those need to renew to make sure they have an active account. And so all of that's good. We're dealing with our existing members and making sure they get the benefit, right? Now, the interesting part that came to light was here we have another 100,000 odd people that had signed up in advance of our actual launch between January and like March 17th. And they have a timestamp too. And they might be in the 3rd or 4th or 5th day of our launch and pre-launch with a timestamp that's so valuable they don't even understand. If they get thrown in sort of the top of their area in the matrix as opposed to the bottom, and clearly we're putting people in, filling holes, and their teams are filling holes, and their uplines are trying to fill holes, and sooner or later they're going to have a few levels built out before they even know what's going on. Yep. So the benefit of having even an early timestamp person who never paid and doesn't even know about Spinding, they might have come in, forgotten all about us, moved on. Everybody has a life out there. You never know. They just forgot. And they have a valuable position in that, anything that was signed up in January or February or even early March could be a huge benefit if they can activate their account and find themselves with sort of an automatic break-even point or potentially even money-making situation in the matrix from day one.
Yeah.
So the big thing we got to communicate as much as we can to people, and I'm sure, once we tell you guys, it's going to be out there like it'll be in every corner of the globe. So I know how you guys operate. So, but I just thought that was a huge deal. That was a huge deal.
Yeah. And a great thing to end on. So thank you very much. Really appreciate your time today, Paul.
Yeah, I really do
appreciate
appreciate
it, guys. I really do.
Thank you very, very much.
So I'll be off. Thanks again, guys. And any crazy stuff, I'll get to you guys and let you know.
Okay, great.
Have a great one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. I think it was sort of important for you to hear Paul again. Especially after the call on Tuesday, I wanted to just make sure this happened today because I think that the call on Tuesday for me was actually a little frustrating hearing certain people's responses that didn't understand really what was going on. And when the call went a little sideways, and I wanted to make sure you heard Paul today because there's a lot of really exciting things happening here. And what we wanted to do for you next, the biggest thing we're seeing is this. We see the people that understand the mechanics of what we're doing, and they get it. It's just, for them, it's simple, simple, simple. For some people, they don't understand the mechanics. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to have Darren do a presentation for you, and he's very good at explaining this. And what's really cool about what we're going to do right now is you're going to get a preview of something that Darren is going to make for all of us. So he's going to make a promotional explanation video that you're going to be able to download to your YouTube channel, so you're going to be able to put them on your advertising pages. And as well, he's going to create the slideshows, the slides that he's going to show you. You're going to be able to take those slides, and you're going to be able to do your own voiceover. So you can put your voice to it for your team leaders or whatever else, and anyone all the way down can do it. So even in another language, Spanish or Portuguese, whatever it is, we're going to be able to give you some tools in the blog that you're going to be able to get and download yourself and to do this. So Darren, appreciate it, man. Great interview, by the way. If you could take it from now, I think we're going to really show people why they're going to get extremely excited right now.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just going to mute you, Bart, and hopefully if you could just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, if we're all okay. All right. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to try and cover is actually what is a matrix, or more importantly, what is a 3x forced matrix? And this is a question that's come up quite a lot. Now, as you've said, as you've heard earlier, I'm a fan of these, so I'm approaching this from a point of view of bias, and I do understand that. But you know, it's matrices that has allowed me to give up my full-time job. It's allowed me to pay off my massive debts, and it's also allowed me to be, you know, we call it full-time online, but it's not necessarily full-time online. So matrices, very good, and this is how it works. So everybody who starts, that's me, Bart, Bernard, Paul, the dog, whoever starts with a force matrix, all of a sudden has a matrix appear underneath them. So if you can imagine, this is a situation where I've started with spinding and there's me at the top. Now automatically what happens is, and you'll have to imagine that with a forced 3 fixed, start again, Darren, because of a 3 fixed forced matrix, there we go, got there in the end, each level it increases by the power of 3. So your first level has 3 spots, and then your next level has 9 spots, i.e. each spot has 3 spots underneath it. And then as you come underneath these spots, then again each of these will have 3 spots underneath. So you can imagine it will look something like that. So you'll end up with 27 spots underneath there. And eventually what it will look like, and I have no problem showing this, some people get really scared when they see that shape. I have no problem with that shape at all, because that's the shape of power and money and profitability. So as you can see, as each level comes down, it increases the number of spots that are available right down, because we're on a 3x10, the bottom row here, with that included in the whole matrix, that's 88,000 people. And that is potentially 88,000 people that you will get paid on. Now, if you've got 88,000 people and they're only paying you 1 cent, that is still a lot of money. So just understand that it's the power is in the numbers, and the matrix will give you that power. So the scenario is as I've said, is on the 1st of June, I will start with spinding, and that's me there at the top. And then all of a sudden I have a matrix, like I say, that opens up below me. Now I will then start to populate my spots with the people that I refer to the matrix, or I sponsor. So let's say, for example, that this is you. Let's say this is Bart. And let's say I also bring in Bernard. Okay. That's great, because what I've done now is I've actually filled my first row. Now, bearing in mind, for the pay plan that spinding is involved with, you only need to bring in 2 people. Okay. If you want to hit the other levels, which are the higher levels, then you can bring in a 3rd person or a 4th person. But essentially, you only need 2 people. So I've brought in you. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to go out there and you're going to bring in your 2 people, because you want to get yourself qualified, which is great. However, I'm a go-getter, as you know, and I'm going to bring in other people. Now, the first spot that is now available for me is this spot here. So I bring in a 4th person. Now, I can't bring them direct to me. I have to bring them to the first spot that is available, and it works left to right. So I will occupy that spot with my person. Now Bart, as you know, he's a bit of a go-getting guy as well, and he all of a sudden will fill that spot, he'll fill that spot, and he'll also fill that spot. So he's doing well. And then Bernard, as you know, he goes after them as well. So he will fill that one, and that one. However, I'm a sponsoring machine, as you know, and I've just recruited somebody else. Where are they going to go? Well, where they're going to go is left to right in the next available spot. So you, all of a sudden, will have 3 spots appearing underneath these people, and I'm going to fill that spot for you because I've gone out and recruited. You've also got busy, and you're going to fill that spot. You know what? This person here also wants to qualify, so they're going to bring in their 2 people. What's going to happen? They're going to fill that spot, and they're now going to work on this level, and they'll fill that spot. Now, I do apologise. Started off nice and neatly, and it's got really scruffy and tight, but I'm hoping that you understand that you can only ever bring in 3 people front line to you. Everybody else has to then fall in left to right into the next available spot. So if Bernard brings somebody in, then they will come under this person here, yeah, and so on and so on. So that's how a forced matrix works, and the forced bit is that you are forcing your people to constantly go down that level, go down that route. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, then obviously just press rewind and go back again. So the next demonstration I want to give you is this one. Now, the brilliant thing that Paul has done with the matrix that he's created and compensation plan is this. There's you. Okay. Now you bring in 3 people. Well, you only need to bring in 2 people. But essentially, if you bring in 3 people who bring in 3 people, so you have a total of 12 people in your business, you are in profit. Okay. You don't have to wait till the end of the month. You don't have to wait till the end of the 2 weeks or whatever. That moment you are in profit, and that is on every single compensation plan, and he's been really particular about that, and that's how he's structured that pay plan. So as you know, if you bring in 3 people or 2 people, all of a sudden that's going to happen and you're now in profit. Now I'm also going to share with you some secret facts. I'm going to choose red pen for this one. It's obvious that there are, this is shaking a bit, I'm having an earthquake. It's obvious that you know that there are 60,000 people in spending at the moment. Of those 60,000, you know that there are 60,000 Bravos. Okay. You also know, well, you don't know, but I'm going to tell you, there are over 10,000 people who've got a Delta package. And again, on top of that, there are over 4,000 people who've got a Foxtrot. Now let's just work with the Bravo at the moment. And I want to show you something that's really interesting. As you can see from this, this is, if you can imagine, the company. So this could be Paul at the top. This is the company. Now I've just told you that there are 60,000 people who are in Bravo. So logic would dictate that this matrix is going to fill like that. So all this will be filled with Bravos. That is not how it's going to work. Okay. What will happen is that these Bravos will actually fill it probably something that will look like that. And it's almost like a diamond, but it's a bit lopsided. So this area here is going to be the Bravos. Why is it lopsided? Because it fills left to right, as I've explained to you before. So the left-hand side is going to be filling earlier than the right-hand side. The right-hand side will still fill, but it'll be a lag time. And then what will also happen is that it will actually go like that. Because remember, this is only 10 levels, but this is 10 levels from Paul. This isn't 10 levels from me. This isn't 10 levels from you. So if the important thing is that if you're worried that you're going to have, if you've sponsored 5 people and your first 3 people are on your front line, and then your other 2 people might even be on your second, third, or even fourth line, depending on when you've brought them into the business. That is the benefit, because again, the other thing that Paul has cunningly put into this plan is what he calls the 50% matching bonus. So if that's Paul here, and he sponsored me, and I happen to be on this level here, well, my 10 levels now start like that. Okay, my matrix will fill into that diamond shape, and what Paul gets is a benefit. He gets 50% of everything that I earn. So I will earn past his matrix, I will earn into my matrix, and he will get 50%. So don't think that you have to bring everybody into your matrix straight away, right away, get them all in, get them as close to you as you can. Don't do that. Spread them, okay? Make sure that you're sponsoring consistently week after week after week, and you're bringing people into the different levels, because that will benefit you over time. Okay. So I know I'm going over quite a lot of information. I'll repeat this as we go through the Hangouts that we're going to be doing, and I think we're going to be doing them twice a week between now and the 1st of June. So I'll repeat this information. But essentially, the key thing is understanding that you can only ever have 3 people front line. Your 4th, 5th, and 6th people will go into the levels below, and they will help the people that you've just brought into the business. Clearly, that will also happen for you, your team, and everybody below you. The shape will be like that. So people will be looking at the shape of the compensation plan thinking, brilliant, there's 60,000 people, I'm going to earn a fortune. That won't necessarily happen, but I will give you an explanation that you will earn a considerable amount of money in a moment. Okay, and understand the shape that will happen, the shape that will occur, and the benefit of having people, direct referrals, on the levels which are, you know, if you can imagine that you've got if you sponsored me and I ended up being on your 8th or 9th level, how happy would you be? Because you know, sure as eggs are eggs, I'm going to build a big matrix, and you're going to be not being necessarily being paid just on your 10 levels, but you'll also be paid on another 8 levels from below me as well, which is just an incredible way. And like I say, that's just a brilliant way that Paul has set out this compensation plan. So 60,000 people in Spinding, 60,000 Bravos, 10,000 Deltas, 4,000 Foxtrots. These are all going to be in this mix. So if you are a Foxtrot and you are here as a Foxtrot, how will you get paid? Well, you will get paid on any Foxtrots that are in your team, bearing in mind that if there is a Foxtrot here that has been sponsored by somebody who is not also a Foxtrot or not qualified as a Foxtrot, then that payment still has to be paid to somebody. So again, what Paul has done is worked in a process where that payment will skip and go upline and upline until it finds a qualified Foxtrot person. Now that could be you. So the situation is that, for example, I'm an X-ray, so I could be an X-ray here, but I could be being paid by X-rays which could be further than 10 levels below me. So they could be 20 levels or 30 levels below me, because they're trying to find the next X-ray to pay to. So don't be worried that, you know, clearly you need to be qualified and having 2 people at X-ray with you, but don't be worried about making that step, because there will be an awful lot of business being done below you. And a lot of the people that are watching this Hangout are people who are time-stamped, and I'll talk about timestamp as well in a little bit. So as you can see, you're going to have a lot of business below you that is going to filter up to you above and beyond where you're actually sat in your matrix. Okay. So the other big question is, okay, Darren, I get it, but you're a bit of a marketing person and you can build teams. I'm not. Right. So let me
We lost your mic. You still off, buddy. Yeah, I think your cord might have disconnected, so we can't hear you speaking. Nope. Uh-oh. Yeah, you're still muted. We can't hear you at all. Nope. Okay. All right, Darren's going to reset and get set back up again. Yeah, I hope you guys are beginning to understand how this is going to work. It's just a massive plan, and it's just going to benefit everybody. I'll even go into detail after Darren a little bit and an explanation of how my team will look because of how my directs have worked and how they create just this massive group, which will benefit everybody that's in my team. Whether they're just coming in or whatever. I'll be able to go out and recruit and know that my team will be helping everybody that comes in, even from day one on June 15th. So it's just huge. So, okay, here we go. Darren's back.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem.
Myself, I think, on the headset.
That's usually me. Okay.
Do you want me to carry on?
Yeah, please do.
You've not nodded off or anything like that? Okay, so as I was just about to explain to you, so 60,000 people, however, they are not going to appear in your matrix. However, I'm going to show you how you can fail 99% of the time. And still make $2,000 in a month. Okay. You excited? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we're going to take 1% of that figure, which is actually 600 people. And remember, we're only going to do at the Bravo. We've talked about there being 10,000 deltas. So again, 1% of that could be 100. We've talked about there being 4,000 foxtrots, and again, 1% of that is 40. So you can see, I'm just going to keep it really tight, small, and realistic for you. So 600 Bravos. Is that realistic? You may already have those people already in your matrix because they will be in your downline. You'll be able to see those in your back office, certainly down to 7 levels. That information is already there for you. However, I reckon you could easily do that within a month with a little bit of effort, time, and energy. It really, really is not difficult. So 600 Bravos, what does that give you? Well, bear with me a minute. I'll just grab my notes from my latest video. It gives you 3 people on the first level at $3.13, and you'll be able to check this up against the compensation plan, so you'll know I'm not diddling you. That is ballpark $9. It's actually a little over $9, but we'll call it $9. Your second level, remember, is 9 people. So you've got 9 people paying you $3, which is, I hear you shout, $27. You've then got 27 people paying you a fantastic sum of $1.60, and that's going to pay you $43. And then you've got the balance of the 600, okay, which is, I think, 561 people paying you 80 cents, and that gives you a total of $448. And hopefully you can see straight away where I talk about the power is in the numbers. So the deeper you go, the more numbers you get, and that's where the power is. That all very quickly added up is around about $528, there or thereabouts. Now remember, in order for you to benefit is that you need 2 qualifiers. Now we are going to assume that your 2 qualifiers are going to be sat around your first level or your second level. It doesn't really matter because the amount of money that they're missing, if you like, is not massive. But you need to understand that this here, those 2 levels have just put you into profit. Okay, it's only cost you $30. Those first 2 levels have made profit for you. Sorry, you've broken even and you've made about $6 profit. So there we go. So you then have your 2 referrals, and remember they give you a 50% matching bonus. Now we will assume that they have made $500 as part of your matrix. They may have done nothing else other than get 2 people and then you've just built the whole thing up. It could be anything like that. They will give you, so that is 2 times, we'll call it 250, which as you can see is 500. That plus that number gives you $1,000, and hopefully you can see that on the screen. Yeah, is that clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, remember that is just the Bravo. That's only 1% of that team, those people coming into your business, into your matrix. Is that achievable? Well, only you can answer that. But if you go into your back office now, go to interactive team or interactive line, scroll down to the bottom and just see how many people are in your business. Then that will give you a rough estimate. Okay, so is that, so you got 600 there with just 2 people. So if you've got 300 people, then just halve that. It's going to call, you're going to make $500. However, what happens if you had more than 2 people that you qualified? What happens if you'd had 5 people or 10 people? All of a sudden, this magic number here, this $250, could then be multiplied any number. Now, I'm not going to play with that. You can play with those numbers. But I just want you to understand that the power of the numbers in the matrix and the power of the 50% matching bonus is phenomenal. And there's one of the slides which really, I had to read it very, very carefully. One of the first slides of the enhanced compensation plan shows you what 4 qualifiers gives you on 10th level of a full Bravo matrix. Now, if you don't know what that is, go back and have a look at it, because it is more than life-changing, that money. It is world-changing money. So just remember that is just with a Bravo, just with 30, just a $30 package. It's not including the other packages that you could factor into that. If you were to factor in the Deltas and the Foxtrots into this process as well, then the money changes considerably as well. But I'm not going to go into that. I think you'll get the idea. So I will now pause for breath because I feel as though I'm taking over this. But I'm just incredibly passionate about the fact that, you know, if we're going down this this force matrix, it is, you know, it will make this business. And I think it was quite funny. The conversation that I had with Paul was that had he started this whole spinding journey with a forced matrix in place in the first place, then it would have been just another one of those programs. However, because of the uniqueness of the straight line cycler, that is what piqued everybody's interest. And now OK is going to a forced matrix, but we've got 60,000 people to lump into that matrix straight away. That is just unknown. There is no force matrix out there that is just going to put in 60,000 people. And you know, as Paul has said, these people who haven't even paid yet, you know, there are 100,000 people who still have not paid. You know, even if 10% of those people come in, 1%, using this analogy, just 1% of those people come in, on top of everything that we're doing, again, there's a huge amount of money that will come into your individual matrices. And just bearing in mind that your timestamp, it doesn't matter if your timestamp was January, February, March, or even April, and it doesn't matter if it's today, because we're getting 14,000 people joining this business on our current cycling performance. 14,000 people joining this business this week. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable. So grab the opportunity. Please don't let these next 2 weeks go. You know what you should have, would have, could have done before we launched Spinding. Don't let that happen again. There's a lot of people who came back to me saying, I wish you'd done this, I should have done this, I could have done the other. Don't let that opportunity go again. You've got till the 1st of June. Get people engaged, get people re-engaged, get people to understand the beauty of these numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to shut up now.
Awesome. Can you hear me, Darren?
I can, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I wanted to take a little bit of what Darren just showed you, and I want to give you an example of what this could mean, because I do have an understanding of how some of this is going to work, and I could just pretend to think about this as my own team, right? If I'm at the top of my matrix. So looking at the enhanced compensation plan, and I tell you that I have 12 directs, okay? What's going to happen is, potentially because of the timestamp, my earliest directs, which are my biggest builders, they have more than 3 directs each. They have multiple directs. Some have very big teams. Some are really big builders. What's going to happen is they're going to end up being on top, okay? I have basically the second line filled myself, personally. These people haven't even started to bring their people in. Now, all of a sudden, on my left side, I've got Joe, who has 10 directs, and he's going to bring in his people, and he's going to fill up the very good part of this next line, the 27, right? At least underneath him, if you want to call it that. And then I've got another guy that's the second spot who is the same situation, who's going to bring people into the third line. And then my other guy, Frank, on the right side, who's going to bring other people into the third line. Okay, well, I don't have any slouches on my team. In other words, I have a few people that have taken this a little slower, but I would say 9 of my people are builders, okay? So what's going to happen is if you're on my team, and this goes for pretty much everybody that's going to be from the top with the timestamps, is that I could fill probably 5 levels with just my directs, okay, and their first people, their first line, right? So now their first line starts to fill in. So now I'm looking at filling 1,092 people very easily myself. That means someone who's in my team who is even just starting up, or I'm just bringing in, or has only gotten a couple people and is sitting there pausing on the sideline, they could be in here somewhere, right? Which means I might put in their whole front 2 lines, possibly even their third line, right, by just my directs. Now, if they're qualified, that means they have a couple people, and my second and third lines also have many more. So now, all of a sudden, there's people coming from everywhere, right, if you're in my team. Now, if we take this to a step above that, okay, we look at Paul, okay, and let's say Paul has 25 leaders that are all builders, okay, and they all have way more than 3 people, right? And they're going to continue to grow. And I'm not going to stop, especially with this plan, because I can wrap my head around these easy, very easy to explain. Well, I mean, he's going to fill up, half of the third line with his directs. And his time-stamped earliest people are his biggest team builders. So they have many directs, and then so all of his directs and their just directs, all of a sudden we're down here in this area here where 5 and 6 lines have filled just from Paul and his directs, okay, and their directs. Well, my directs have big teams. I don't even know where I fall in Paul's ratio of being a big direct, okay? So this just keeps going down and down and down. And when I have a person like Bernard, or I've got a person like Rick, who has 16 directs, and then 5 of his directs have 10 directs, you begin to understand how there's going to be spots filled way down here. And where are you in here, right? Are you in here? Are you in here? It's not much going to matter, because one thing that I can tell you about this is easy to explain. And when Darren puts what he just did for you on a slide and gives you if you want to call it the 5 or 6 minute overview, the basic explanation, we're going to do, I'm sure we'll do a basic explanation, promotional video, and we might do the enhanced or secondary level, right? Okay, now, thinking like this, if I have 16 directs, well, that means I'm making 16 50% bonuses off of all of them, right? There's a really good reason to promote. There's still a really good reason for me to get 16 more, because if I can get paid on 30 bonus spots, okay, then I'm going to do really good. And I'm just going to look at these numbers here in the Bravo and just go, okay, well, this is really easy for me to understand what kind of money I'm going to be able to make. The Foxtrots and Deltas that I have and that I'm qualified at, and I've got multiple qualifiers on those levels in my directs, that means I'm making 5 times those bonuses on whatever those numbers are. And be honest with you, I really don't care what those numbers are, because that's all bonus money, right? So here's a bigger picture for me, and this is what I really get excited about. And I think this is the thing that really needs to be driven home, guys, is that we bring in someone brand new. They're all the way, if you want to call it, at the bottom of our matrix. Again, filling from left to right. What is the message for them to understand of how to make this work for them? It's really, really simple. Bring in, my message to people is to bring in 3. Okay, 2 is going to get you qualified, but 3 is going to get you all the way down to 9 levels. So bring in 3 people, right? And then have your promotion tell those people to do the same thing. Okay? So the last time I did one of these matrices, ironically, Darren was involved in the business as well. I built a matrix of 3,700 people in about 45 days. Okay? I filled the matrix down to this level myself with 12 directs. And some of you guys can break out the calculators and go, well, shoot, that means he's making $3,000 there, plus he's making 50% matchings of what, at least another 512, 6,000. So he's just broken $10,000, right? Well, if I'm going to start from scratch, and I found this business myself, and I said, well, I love this. I know there's a big team here. I know that they're going to help me because there's going to be stuff coming from above me. I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to simply make the most simple statement out there: 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, 3 times 3 times 3, which is achievable in under 2 weeks, is I'm going to be at this level right here, off of $30. The next week, I should be at this level right here. And in the 4th week, I should be at this level right here. In between these 2 levels, I should be somewhere in here. Okay? So if I looked at this business from day one and never knew anything about spinning before, I saw an ad, which we are all going to put out there, I'm going to look at this and go, okay, for $30, I could easily learn how to make $200, $250, and that's just by qualifying and doing work and getting it out there. Well, remember now, I have 3 people that I brought in. So I'm now also making a bonus of $100 times 3. So now that 250 is now worth 550 on the basic level of a Bravo, simply by working to fill up 4 lines, which I think I could fill this up myself from scratch in 4 weeks, right up to here, at least to this level right here, 363 people, right? So just, that's small picture, big picture. Big picture, this is all going to happen from the top. Where are you? It really won't matter where you're at, because there's still people above you who are doing something really good. And there's so many of us have built big teams, and most of the people that have taken this business serious are not just bringing in 2 people. If you have only brought in 2 people, you're going to be falling in here, you're going to be earning money, but you're going to be very, very motivated to go out and get more people. Okay? Yeah, I don't want to go into what it's going to make sense when to upgrade, because when you look down and you see all these deltas and you see all these foxtrots, and you're going to see the money, because we're going to actually see the money that's being passed up, you're going to motivate your people to upgrade. You're going to start to capture some more of this money. So now this 500 turns into another $100 a month. There's a $600 because of a bonus, 700, 800,000. So there's my first month I can achieve 1,000. My second month I can realistically know that if I can keep on going, I can hit 2 to 3,000, and 4 to 5,000, and so on and so on. And we don't want to, earnings disclaimer. This won't work for everybody. 98% of all the people fail online, but this is very easy to understand. And when we have these tools out there, that's going to be finished for you to have to share. Okay, they'll be up here in the next couple days, probably actually by tomorrow or Monday. You're going to see that you're going to have something that's going to be really easy to get out there. And you can feel very good about bringing someone in from day one, whether that be June 1st or June 30th, okay? Because they're going to have something that they're going to be able to work with momentum, okay? They're going to be plugged into momentum. We'll all have momentum. We're all going to keep growing. We're all going to keep working. I'm going to go out with a hardcore marketing campaign. I'm going to stop with that, and that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to add on what Paul's going to be doing onto that after we go ahead and let Bernard come out here and give us a little drill sergeant activity and action, and a little bit thoughts on what he's thinking of everything he's seeing here, because I know that he's probably sitting back there because he's got his muted mic going, oh God, I can't wait to talk, I can't wait to talk. So Bernard, I hope you're here, and if so, buddy, I'd love to hear what you'd love to have to say from what you've just seen and heard from Paul and what Darren has just laid out, and the whole big picture. So please, give us that third perspective.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Now, okay, I'm gonna here's my what do you call it? My shit, man. I'm speechless right now. I really am. I am so speechless after seeing what Darren just put up on that paper and listening to Bart talk and listening to Paul talk. I'm really at a loss for words. I really am. Man, it's amazing. It really is amazing. You know, I've been in this industry for about 6 years, okay? And in those past 6 years, it wasn't until these last 2 years that I actually decided that, I wanted to get into this thing, really hardcore and everything, because I wanted to set up something for myself and for my family whenever I got ready to retire from the military. And, I kept pushing, I kept pushing, I kept pushing, I kept running into failure after failure after failure. And then here we are almost 6 years later, and here comes Spending and these wonderful, incredible people that we have the privilege of working with. And I'm really at a loss for words. It's kind of almost emotional, you know what I mean? Because we are in such an ideal position right now. We are in such an ideal position, and I really hope that people out there are really looking at this and smiling from ear to ear like I am, because I am so happy and so honored to be in this position. It is just incredible, guys, incredible, right? And I mean, when Spending first started, one thing I was so excited about was the fact that, I have people below me who have never made a dime online making money online. Well, this is taking it up to a next level. Not only do we have people in our downline who are going to make money, but we have people out there who are going to be making life-changing income, guys. Not just, a few dollars here, a few dollars there. We're talking about life-changing income. Look, there's all these statistics out there saying, it takes this amount of money for a person to be able to, if a person just had a certain amount of money, they'd be able to live live every month and be, comfortable, stay whatever. A person is making about $500 extra a month. That is life-changing. That is life-changing for a lot of people, okay? And there's a lot of people who are listening to this call right now who are in that position. Right now, come June 1st, obviously income disclosures, we don't want to put the information out there, but there's some people out there that could be making an extra $500 a month, and that is life-changing, okay? These people can go out and put food on the table. These people can go out there and pay their bills without having to worry about where the money's going to come next month. Guys, this is, oh my goodness, I don't know. Oh man, I'm so excited about this. And, I would show my face right now, but I'm damn near almost welling up in tears. And for a damn sergeant to be sitting here crying on camera, you know, that's a big deal, okay? And I don't want to lose my bearing here. But guys, I'm telling you, if you have not taken action in this, take action now. All you need are two people, guys. That's it. Two people, okay? Come in at the very minimum. Come in at the Bravo level. Come in at the Bravo level and make things happen, guys. This is just retarded cool, okay? And I'm sorry to be using that term, but it just is, okay? Like I said, I'm a sergeant. I say where the hell I want most of the time, so I'm trying to keep it cool on here. But I mean, you know, and you know, one of the things, you know, that a lot of people were coming to me and saying about the whole Matrix. So when I first mentioned the Matrix, people were coming to me like, well, you know, Matrixes never work. And you know what? In a way, it's true. They don't work. But understand where we're at right now, right? 60,000 plus people are in this company right now. 60,000 plus paid members are in this company right now. The Matrix is already there. It's already there for us. All we need to do is take action and go out there and grab it. That's all we need to do. Two people is all you need. Like Bart said, come in, bring at least 3 people. Okay, take care of that first line. Because what's going to happen is that thing is going to grow. You guys are going to be sitting there, bringing more people in, wondering where the hell this money's coming from because you have no idea, and you're just going to be doing cartwheels in your living room, right? And I'm a big dude. If I do a cartwheel, I'm going to break some shit. Excuse my language. But it's just going to happen, right? All right? So, guys, look, just take action, guys. Take action. This is a wonderful opportunity. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to hear the news. When I was on mute, I was over here damn near screaming. You know, I got people outside. I got dogs howling, everything going on in the background. And it's just an incredible opportunity. And, you know, I don't really know what else much to say, but just, guys, take action. Guys, please, please, please take action. I'm not saying it, like I said before, I put out a video a couple days ago to my team telling them, you know, when I'm sitting here on these webinars and when I'm making videos to talk to my team, I'm not saying this because I'm going to make money, okay? It's going to happen for me. I want it to happen for you too, okay? And that's why Bart is on here. That's why Darren is on here. That's why Paul is on, you know, came on here to give his thoughts and his information, because we want to see you guys succeed. We want that so much for you. It is, you don't understand how awesome it is when you got a person in your downline telling you, Bernard, I just made $300 and I was able to go pay my car payment, or I was able to, stop. See, I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional over here. It's just crazy, guys. So this just take action. Take action. Do it now. Do it. All right, that's all I got. I can't say much else.
Awesome, Bernard, man. You know, thank you very much, and you're right. There's nothing more gratifying, and you know, Darren and I, we talk about it all the time, is when we get a message from someone that's having success. I want to give you a little bit of something else too. And I hope you guys are excited, because I think we sort of kept this a little bit mellow. We haven't been as excited as we probably really feel inside. And I'm sweating here, and I've got my air conditioner down to 72 degrees. Okay, and that means I'm burning up, right? Because I should be jumping around this place. But I don't want to act like I'm all hyper in front of you, because I don't think that's the way that this needs to be presented. And Darren, you did a great job in presenting it very calm. But I'm going to let you now, guys, hear the plan. Okay, this is what's really going to take this to the next level. Okay, and here it is. You know, basically, we're going to be getting the message out to our people to get reactivated. Okay, there's going to be messages coming out from corporate. There's going to be messages coming out from team leaders. We're going to be dealing directly with our downlines, and anyone with a brain on their shoulders is going to realize they're not going to walk away from money. Okay, because there's thousands of people right now who might actually sit there and think, is spending going to do something here? Is spending going to make it? But you don't walk away from money. I don't care if you don't like the program or the owner or me or Darren, whatever. You don't walk away from money. If it's there, you plug into the money. All right? So here's the big plan. All right? They're doing a great job already with the programming. It's coming along really, really well. We're going to be able to play with it a little bit and make sure that everything's going to work right. But here's the really cool thing. Remember this. The timestamp is going to be really big for you, because Paul is the #1 spot. Okay, his timestamped leaders are big players. You know, his leaders and their directs will fill many, 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 many rows. Okay? When those leaders get going and their other directs will fill many, 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 many rows. Okay? So we're going to be getting out to talk to our people up through the 1st. Along the way, we're going to be creating a whole new autoresponder system in the marketing suite with fresh videos, the fresh message, the fresh compensation plan, the fresh idea of what this is going to have. And we have such a benefit that we've already have this other part already done, that we've had that excitement of the cycler to get us here because we have such a big platform to work from. But here's the other thing, okay? As Paul's alluded to, he has 120,000 people that never paid in this business, okay? There's going to be a message going out to them saying, listen, if you're smart enough to plug in before the 1st and actually become paid, you're going to have a timestamp. Well, some will do that. Some won't, but that won't matter because we're going to set up something else that's going to happen from June 1st. And from June 1st, we're going to go after those people like hardcore, okay? We're going to market them. We're going to drip on them. Once they're in the autoresponder, they're going to get dripped on daily. They're going to be reminded, and we're going to update, and we're going to show them all the stuff that's going on, right? Now, think about this. This is after that whole glob of giant group of people's already in here, right? So now Paul, from the top, is marketing, okay? So what does that do for everybody? What it does for everybody when Paul at the top is marketing is wherever the nearest space is that needs to be plugged in with a person that can come in has to find the next open spot. That could be level 9, could be level 10, could be level 8. I don't know. There's a big group already in here. It's going to fill up very, very far, right? There's not going to be that many holes to fill, right? So Paul at the top, putting in more people and filling holes, okay, is going to fill more holes. So that first week of June is going to be freaky because you are going to get excited. And we're going to give you the same tools in your back office and your autoresponder to go out and do the same thing with your people that didn't get active, right? So now you are filling holes, okay? You are filling holes, okay? Yourself, right? And then us big leaders, we're like, look, we want to help more people, so we're going to go out and do fresh marketing on top of that, right? We're going to have new Facebook campaigns going out. We're going to have new auto. I mean, we might do some solo ads. Who knows? Some of these people are going to go, I want 100 directs. I've operated with people like Darren, who has a god-awful number of people, okay? But do you know what he does for his team when he brings in all those people? Fills all those holes. Fills all those holes. You know, Darren has said this, and he's alluded to this completely. This type of structure has given him freedom, has paid off his debt. That's not just I can pay my bills. It means he's wiped out a whole bunch of debt. Now he's free to do whatever he wants. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we're doing. He's doing really good, and we're all can do the same thing, all right? So now, Paul puts the people in. We set up a major marketing campaign to get 120,000 people that never did a damn thing to do something in here. Paul also has a list. Now, I've talked about this list before. Paul has a list of 70,000 people that were marketers that have never been touched. Okay? June 1st, bang. We hit that list also. So now Paul, again, is going after a whole other audience that he's going to go after crazy to bring in this company that, again, has to find the first nearest spot. Maybe that's level 8. Maybe it's level 9, right? From Paul. His 25 top guys are going to be doing the same thing, right? The next sets of those directs are leaders. They're going to be doing the same. Okay? I mean, it's going to rain down. That's the big message here, guys. It's going to rain down. And one thing I do understand, and this is just the proof, it's always worked this way, is that success breeds success. So whether you're in here and you come in and you come on and instead of getting on your high-speed race car, you're going to ride your tricycle for a little while, and you're going to go real slow around the track. But you want to see what happens, right? Because you're not stupid enough to lose your spot, right? You're not stupid enough to lose what might possibly be laid out in front of you because of the work that's already been done. You're not that stupid, right? And you might cruise for the first few days. But when you wake up and you look at the 3rd and you go into your back office and you say, Christ's sakes, I got 600 people in my matrix. Are you going to get on fire and going to go out and promote this thing? Yes. Yes, you will, right? And you know what's even bigger than that, guys? I work with marketers, right? And these guys think. And you know what they're going to do? They're not going to wait for the first. What we're going to do is we're going to work with our leaders to say, listen, guys, the time for us to act is that last week before that first, right? It's time for us to go out and hand a lucky golden ticket like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, okay? We have golden tickets for brand new people that have never seen this program that we get to bring in the very last week before this thing is populated, right? We literally could be able to hand out golden tickets to people, okay? And there's people like Ray, there's people like Rick, there's people like David, Odelia, Bernard, and Bernard's a leader. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that will understand this message I'm giving to them right now. It doesn't matter if you've got 10, you want 20, right? Of course, you want more freedom. I've got a guy telling me I want to get a ship boat, I want to be in Florida. He can get that with this. But the point is, there's going to be the smart people who are going to look at that last week before the first, and they're going to go, there's my window. I get to do something here that last week, right, before this all happens. Now, suppose that's only 2% of the whole company. Well, that's still 1,200 leaders, right, that are going to sit there and realize that last week is the golden ticket window, right? And you know Darren's going to do something crazy with this. So what's going to happen? There's going to be more spots filling before this thing is ever populated that you guys will never even see. So if you're sitting here doubting this, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. Don't be stupid enough to throw away your money. Do nothing else other than at least renew if you've not renewed. Keep your spot to see what it looks like. I can't even tell you it's not even that important if you're not completely qualified. Just make sure you have your spot, because within that first 2 days and you see that you have a matrix, you're going to get qualified because you're going to be able to show your back office to someone else. This will be stupid, brainless, dummy, idiot-proof marketing, right, for everybody. That's where this is going to go to. This thing is going to blow up. If only 30% of all the people in the company understand how this process works, you watch how they blow this thing up and everybody else goes for the ride. And if everybody else isn't brain dead, when they do see that happen, they'll learn how to go out and market this. And then guess what happens? When you have 60,000 people, just go get one more person each. That means you just went to 120,000 people. When 120,000 people only get one more each in a month, all of a sudden you're at 240,000 people. Well, how many people that came in June, on June 1st, by the end of June, has a matrix that's 50% filled? It's going to be a very large number. It's going to be a huge number, okay? How many people by the end of July are 75% filled in their matrix? It's going to be a huge number, a huge number. If you're lucky enough to be in this company already, you know, with all the headaches and the bumps in the roads that we've had and the things that we've had to work through, and God bless, like I said, Paul didn't go jump off a bridge and quit on us, okay, then you guys are in an incredible spot. I know that I'm going to have some people watching this going, I was not going to renew, and thank you, Bart, I'm going to renew. Because please, don't make the mistake of leaving money on the table. I'm not saying you need to be a foxtrot. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me. That's bonus money as far as I'm concerned. You watch what happens in the first 30 days as well. There's going to be so many people upgrading because they're going to see all this below them. They're not going to by any chance leave that money on the table. They will upgrade. Okay? So we're going to see a bunch of new people coming in. There's going to be a flood of new people coming in the very last minute. There's going to be a whole new set of people coming in the very first week. Like I said, a 10-day marketing campaign that we're going to go for. All the major leaders are going to do that as well. And you watch what happens with this company. If you thought we had something good already, you guys haven't seen anything yet at all. This is going to, for you guys who don't understand these matrices, you guys are going to be simply blown away. Okay? And if you're lucky enough to be on this call and you're lucky enough to have a spot right now, even if it's been expired for over a month, renew. Just renew your spot. Keep your spot. And if you've got a couple of people that you can go ahead and get them to renew and qualify, at least do that. Even if not that, just make sure you have your spot. Okay? Don't leave money on the table. Because even if you're not qualified for whatever reason, which I think would be really, again, I mean, we couldn't understand that, but it's possible, is that at least you have your spot. And you watch, when you have a matrix of 400 people in it, you watch how fast you get 2 people you bring in, right? Because you're not making money off that matrix unless you're qualified. So you're going to go out and do that. Now, that big picture works all the way down. That's below you, above you, around you. that fills and rains down people into these spots. Okay, it rains down people into these spots. Okay, so I'm going to let Darren come back. I know he's probably itching to add a couple things to this. We've gone a little long today, but I think it's important that we do spend the time on this call particularly to finish this up. So the recorded version of this will be a little delayed because it does take longer to load down on YouTube, but you're going to want to have this information. So Darren, now that you've done your thing, and I know you're really good at this, you've heard me now speak, I'd like to have you come back and just put on, you know, where your head's at right now, because I know that you probably have a good 5 minutes right now that you could put on to what just has occurred and where we're at this moment in this hangout.
Yeah, thanks, Bart. All I would really say is just trying to think back to what it was like at the end of, when was it now, 2 months ago, around about the 17th, the 18th, and there will be a number of people out there who will be thinking, as I've said, I should have done this, I could have done that, I would have done the other, and don't let that happen this time. And I think the point that you're making is, if you do nothing else, just spend $30, get yourself pitched in, and see what the next 2 weeks bring. And on the 1st of June, you know, you don't have to renew until the 30th of the end of this month, and then just renew then. But don't lose that timestamp, because that timestamp, that $30 could turn into $32, could turn into $36, $300, who knows what. If you're part of our teams, it could turn into a considerable amount of money. You just don't know, but it's certainly worth that risk. You know, I don't know what $30 is really worth in America, but over here it's about 20 quid. It's, I don't know, about 5 pints of beer in our local pub. It's not a lot of money. So, you know, it really is. It really is worth that risk. And I do know that there are people out there that $30 is a risk, you know, and I fully understand and appreciate that. I have been in that position before. Believe you and me, you know, it's not that long ago that I have to go cap in hand to my mum to just get enough money to go and do that week's shopping. It's not a very nice place to be in, so I know where you're at. But if $30, it's going to be a bit like, I want to say a bit like buying a lottery ticket, but it's not. You've got more chances of winning with this than a lottery ticket. I don't really know how better to express it other than just, to use the drill sergeant, just fucking do it. Just do it. It's $30. Get yourself renewed. Then have a look what happens on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of June when this matrix fills out, and obviously all the activity that's going to happen during the course of June. And just remember that going through June, you know, we're bringing in 2,000 people a day. It is, you know, it's just obvious that during June there's another 60,000 people going to be joining this business. So even if you are at the bottom, you're going to have 60,000 people, and some of those are going to be joining you just because of the filling of the spots left to right, left to right. It is going to happen, and you only need the first 2 levels to break even. So if nothing else, you can break even very, very easily, and just sit tight and see what happens. However, you know, I mean, I've got a large team. I'm really pleased with it, okay? But I'm going to double my team between now and the 1st of June, because that is the target. 2 weeks to get 100 people paid up, direct, frontline to me, is a doable job, and I'll be going hell-bent for it. So if you don't want these people joining my team, and you know, the money's nice, but I don't need that money now. I know it sounds really crass, but I don't. I would far rather that money be going to you. I'm doing this to create spillover, and I've said it. I do apologise. We'll wipe that out.
Okay. Yeah.
But to create extra people into my team. So that's, you know, that's what I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the people in my team that have stuck with me, stuck through the bumps that we've had in the road, all the problems that we've had, in this program or anything else that's happened in the past. This is my time to help them start to make some money. So I'm going to go hell for leather for the next 2 weeks. I then go on holiday for a week, which is great. And then when I come back from the holiday, I'm hoping that we're going to have, a good team, which is going to be what, 5, 6, 7, 10,000 strong. So it's going to happen. It will happen whether you do it or not.
Right.
I would just love, and I know the other two guys on this call would love to have you guys part of it as well.
Yeah.
So that's it. Don't let the shoulda, woulda, couldas happen again, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, this is a good point, too. Even if you're someone who's watching this and you're saying to yourself, you still have doubts after you spent, close to an hour and 20 minutes with us at this point, do yourself one giant favor. Don't be a complete numpty, as the Brits may say, and don't pass this along to your downline, because there might be some people that are not plugged into all the Facebook groups and all the rooms and all the things that we do on Skype and everything else. Would you please not be stupid and not give this hangout to them? Because when you hear their response, you might wake up if you're that brain dead right now to be here and not excited. Okay? And that's a serious ass message for you, because I don't know how many times I was in the position when I was new to not understand what I had until someone maybe in my downline said, Jesus Christ, do you not know what this means? Oh my God, you don't get it. You don't know how these things work. Okay? Darren is an extremely experienced marketer. He's basically my mentor. Okay? I've learned more from him. I've learned in 25 years of regular business. And I know when he saw this, the response told me everything, okay? And by the way, I'm going to be hell-bent for leather to double my team no matter what in the next 2 weeks, no matter what in the next 2 weeks, because I'll have people I can bring in who maybe I wouldn't have not brought into the other program because it was a little hard to explain. This is easy. The momentum that's going to be here will be crazy. This thing will blow up, okay? Do not lose your spot. Do not be stupid enough not to share this hangout with your downline so they might slap you in the face and wake your ass up. Okay? There's my little, whatever you want to call it, military rant, drill sergeant rant. But please share this with your downlines. And if, like I said, if you're too brain dead to not get the picture, maybe they will share the picture with you and it may reinvigorate you. Okay? But the other thing is be responsible. You did bring him into this business. Even if you're upset with what's happened now, by the way, we don't ever want to hear again anything ever talking about what happened before, because Bernard and I talked about this before this call. That is it's so stale. It stinks worse than a piece of fish out in that garbage for a week. It's really bad and rank. Okay? Leave it. Okay? And if you're going to stay there, leave us, because we don't want you. The people that are going to get this are going to get it. Don't be so stupid to lose your spot. Even if you hate us, even if you hate Paul, even if you hate spending, don't be so stupid as to lose your spot and give yourself a chance to see that you could win. Okay? Because we know how this thing works, and it's going to be here. Now, with that, that was pretty much what I wanted to end, but I'm going to give a little bit of an ending. We want to do this again on Wednesday, again on Saturday, again on Wednesday, and then it will be next Friday, because starting next Saturday, Darren actually is taking a vacation, and I'm actually taking a vacation myself. So we're going to go Wednesdays and Saturdays twice a week, okay? And we're going to do this twice a week. We're going to try to get a little deeper into this, have a little bit more detailed explanation. We don't have to have so much of an introduction, so they won't be as long, but you can bring people on, okay? And if some people are smart, they might even start do promotional type hangouts or whatever else, recruiting type hangouts or whatever else. If you want me to be on those, get with me. I'll help you do recruiting hangouts. I'll do a hangout every single day if someone reaches out to me and says, I want to build my team. I get it, Bart. I want to go ahead and go crazy before the first, because I know starting after the first, Paul from above is going to rain down on me, okay? Because he's going to rain down on you. I'm going to rain down on you. Darren's going to rain down on you. Jeremy's going to rain down on you. Bernard's going to rain down on you, okay? There's a lot of really big players up here that are going to rain down all the way down, okay? And it's going to happen. So, again, next hangout will be Wednesday. We believe it's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I will confirm that with you before that. We'll give you plenty of notice on that day to make sure that we get people on it. Next Saturday we'll do the same thing, the Wednesday afterwards, and the last one will be Friday before you want to call it technically the launch. But Darren's going to go ahead and create some killer videos for you. He's going to let the slideshow be up in the blog where you're going to be able to download it yourself. You can do your own voiceover and explain, what you're learning here, and learn it, by the way, do learn it. So you can create your own videos, whatever else. And you know what? I know this is going to sound really sort of weird, but we've all sort of had this epiphany today. And, it was an epiphany to Paul, and he said it with us today, and it's true because Darren also realized the same thing, and that is, as much as there was problems with spending as it came out, guess what it gave us? It gave us this huge foundation to work with. That means every single one of us that's on this call right now is blessed, okay? Because we have this whole group to work with from day one. You never start off a program with a ready-made team. It just doesn't happen. And I don't care how long the company's in pre-launch and how many whatever, it just doesn't happen. We have paid members that are in a pre-launch, right? We get to launch again with a whole group of paying members, not people who have to make a decision to pay on that day. Paid members, okay? Don't lose your spot. Don't be so stupid not to share this with other people. Let them wake you up if you can't wake up yourself. We will explain this over and over and over again. You might have to watch the explanation of the mechanics 3 times, and then you're going to get it, okay? You're going to get it. We're going to help you. Paul's going to help you. This thing's going to be huge. And then, you know what, guys? The icing on the cake. So here, over the next 30 to 60 days, everybody's making a comfortable living. There's going to be people that are going to do so well. When you see their reports on the money, what you've seen before will look like frickin' chump change to that, the way this pays, okay? When you see numbers of a $10,000 back office, that's going to look like chump change in 60 days, okay? And I'm talking about people you've never seen yet who are going to put up their reports. Chump change, all right? And everything is working smoother. The support system is working good. Everything else is going to get easy. Paul will have a life. That means he gets to be creative. Guess what happens? The app goes out. The app goes out. We have a team of 240,000 people. I got people asking me every day when I'm going to go sell retail advertising. And you know what then? What happens? You're maybe at $3,000, $4,000 a month in regular growing income from a matrix. And now you're going to start making bonus money from retail sales. And you might even want to go out there and start selling retail packages yourself. So what you think this is, and some of you guys are going, oh my God, I know Dean is watching this going, yes! I know that Steph is watching this going, yes! I know Sandy's watching this going, yes! Ray's watching this going, yes! Right? And as good as this is going to get over the next 60 days, we have this whole other revenue stream that gets to come in here. And that just also changes everything. So it gets better, you know? It gets better. So with that, guys, it's been an hour and 28 minutes, and we want to keep it under an hour and 30 minutes, or this thing might take 5 hours to load on YouTube. I don't want that to happen because I need to make sure you get this video out to everybody, okay? We're going to be working really hard in the background, as you probably, some of you already know that we do that a lot. We are available to help you in any way you can. Get help from us, and we're excited about it. And we want you to get it. So the videos will get out there. Look at the blog. We'll make announcements to have that stuff happen. We're going to work with Paul to make sure the messages come out from corporate as well. And I'm looking forward to what this is going to do. I'm looking forward to having that person saying there's no way I was going to do this again or even renew, and then tell me that he did and he's making $2,000 a month because he did. I just can't wait to hear those messages, because it's not me, right? It's them, because it's the truth. The truth is, the first time you've got someone who makes money online and with a great program and a great owner and a great team gives you that message, you have no idea that lifts your spirits way more than even having $5,000 in your pocket. It makes so much more difference. It's so much bigger. Okay, so we look forward to these stories. All right, you guys, that's it. We're going to go ahead and cut it out, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments from this, and we're going to get you educated, and you're really going to be very happy, guys. That's all I can tell you, man. You're going to be really, really happy. So with that, you guys, have a great day. Go enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. All right, now. Take care.